During stressful, challenging times in the economy and the stock market, certainly we've had that this year. What are some healthy financial habits that you can apply right now? I've got that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Okay, so here's the thing. Guys, how do you deal with financial stress? It's hard. It's hard as you maybe log into your 401k, or maybe if you're pretending not to look, but then you pull up your phone and you see the app of what the stock market's done or the bond market's done, or maybe you get a statement or something like that. It's hard not to worry when the stock market's going down. It's hard not to worry when you hear so much talk about a recession. It's hard not to worry when you hear that the Federal Reserve is trying to create demand destruction as a way to manage inflation, which is already painful. Guys, financially, this is a challenging time. A lot of CEOs, bank CEOs have said there's economic storm clouds brewing. Yeah, I know we've been talking about that here for a while, how to prepare for a recession, what you should be doing during volatile markets, those sorts of things. All in all, though, if we just take a step aside from that geeky stuff for a second, it could create a lot of financial stress, a lot of financial worry, okay? So instead of kind of immersing yourself in that worry, what are some healthy financial habits or some healthy financial steps that you can take right now despite all of the financial volatility and worry? What are some healthy financial decisions that you can make? This is my favorite one. I'm telling just about every client every time I can, focus on shares, not the value of those shares. Focus on shares, not the value of those shares. Think about this. If for your house, if every single month someone put a postcard in your mailbox saying, this is how much your house is worth, every single month. You've probably gotten some of those during COVID. I did, right? Was realtors were trying to, promote selling your house and blah, blah, blah. But imagine every single month you got this postcard saying your house is worth this. Now your house is worth this. Your house is worth this. There's without a doubt, you would be more aware of what the value of your house is. Would that influence you? Would it change your thinking? I don't know, but it would at least be more top of mind. Now, what if it wasn't every single month? What if it was every day? Every day you got a notice in your mailbox saying, this is how much your house is worth, this is how much your house is worth. But it wasn't just in your mailbox. They sent you a text. They talked about your house value on the news. What if everywhere you turned, every single day, they were talking about what your house is worth? You would, of course, obsess more about how much your house was worth, and you would be more sensitive to changes, feeling excited and possibly encouraged to do some things if the house value went up, but then very worried and certainly obsessing about some negative things as the price went down. Well, of course, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that with our houses. Does the value change that much? Yes, of course it does, in little increments, just like we see in the stock market. But with our housing values, it's not in front of our face all of the time. With the stock market, it is. Therefore, how can you kind of diffuse that stress and that worry? When you look at your bank account statement, say your savings account, if your savings account was at 10 grand and now your statement says it's 9 grand, that $1,000 is gone. You spent it. You transferred it. That money is gone. You now have 9 grand where you did have 10. When you look at your 401k or your investment statement, those values don't mean the same thing. If you looked and you had 100,000 and now you got your next statement and it says 90,000, that 10,000 didn't evaporate. You still own the same number of shares, hopefully, unless you made a withdrawal. You still own the same number of shares. It's just those shares are being valued every single day. And if you own stocks or ETFs, they're valued, every second of every day, or at least during the trading hours. And so it's just being blasted in front of your face, right? Don't worry. Focus on the number of shares, not the value of those shares during, volatile and extreme market events. You should really do that during, while the market's riding high as well. And if I could tag along another healthy financial habit during, crazy financial times, is to try to increase and buy more shares. have as many shares as possible and focus on buying more shares during economic turmoil, financial volatility, whatever you want to call it. Because with the future perspective of knowing that, well, I'm buying more shares at these discounted prices. I'm buying more shares at these temporarily low prices, and they might get cheaper. These low prices might get lower, but I'm going to buy as many shares as possible so that whenever those shares do rebound, I've got more shares that will rebound and really, extrapolate those values forward. Another healthy financial habit that can help you during financially stressful times is update your budget. And this, I know some people are numbers people, some people are not. Some of you break out in hives just hearing the word budget. But guys, it's a way of gamifying your overall financial life. A budget is really all about making sure that you don't spend above your means. Spend more than what you have income coming in. And right now, during challenging financial times, just focusing in on, all right, well, we had this much come in, and here's a bill that we paid, and we went out to eat for this, and we spent this, and whatever. And recalibrating that budget and then tracking it can help you feel those kind of intervals, those wins, those intermittent wins financially during times when so much is uncertain. Where, okay, yep, we had a budget, we had a plan of spending this amount or less in our, in shopping, or this amount or less in groceries, or this amount or less in entertainment, and we did. And tracking that, so it sort of gamifies your overall finances while you're doing something that you should be doing anyway to ensure that you're not spending above your means. If you're going to do that, we've done lots of videos on this. I recommend not just a budget, but a 3 bank account system where you're tracking that monthly income and expenses, but you're also tracking your known upcoming expenses as well. And you're setting aside money every single month, or ideally every single paycheck, for those known upcoming expenses so that when they occur, you've got the cash right there and you can deploy them. And then that 3rd bank account is that emergency fund, which certainly during financially stressful times, that emergency fund, I don't like to call it an emergency fund, a financial confidence account. What if during times of great financial uncertainty, you had a lot of financial confidence because you had a cash reserve sitting there that if something happened or there was an opportunity you couldn't pass up or a change in your income, you had resources there at your disposal. And then finally, during times of great financial stress, what's another good financial habit that you can have? Proactive tax planning. Proactive tax planning, especially when the financial markets and the investing and stock market feels more out of control. What's in your control? Your wise tax habits. Should you contribute pre-tax or Roth? Should you do a Roth conversion? Should you do some tax loss harvesting? What other adjustments can you make within your overall tax situation to improve your taxes? Maybe improve your refund, have you pay less tax, whether it's this year or over your lifetime. Focusing on things that you can control during a financial storm is a healthy and wise long-term financial habit. In addition to those financial things that you can do, those good, healthy financial habits, what about some other habits? Maybe starting a new exercise routine, finding a relationship in your life, an important relationship that you need to true up, that you need to level up and improve, okay? Learning a new skill, reading a great book, starting to volunteer. These are all other healthy habits that you can put in your life that aren't directly related to finances like those first few were, but they all will lead together to an upward spiral of greater fulfillment, enjoyment in your life. And certainly that's a component of the financial planning that you're doing. So guys, during scary and uncertain and volatile financial times, what are some new healthy financial habits, or maybe other habits, that you can put in place to manage through these challenging times? Hopefully that list gets you started. Work with your certified financial planner and get on the right track. Start some new habits. If you got some suggestions, leave them in comments below. Have other ideas, other different financial habits that you think you should employ? Work with your certified financial planner on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.